today. Hey, y'all, we are here. We're over at Romanelli and Hughes. This is the $1 million model home that we're sitting at today. And this is Media Day for Take a Look Real Estate Brokers. And we just wanted to share, we decided since we were in this pose, we would come around, just go around the room and share just one tidbit, one thing we wanted to share with you about what happened in 2023 and what you can look forward to in 2024. So who would like to start? Can I get a volunteer to start in terms of just sharing some knowledge? Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Fear is not here. We ain't got no fear here. Okay. All right, let's talk about the market. So I'm going to hand the microphone over to Ashley. Ashley is part of our executive team. She is also a part of Barron Thomas. Go ahead, Ashley. Take it away. Let's talk about what we find happening in the market.
Yes, so it's a question that we get all the time about what's going on in the market. Is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? Is it a good time to buy? Should I wait? These are all questions that we field every day. And really the easy answer is you should always buy when you are prepared to buy. This market is a transitional market, so we are still a seller's market, but we are transitioning because you do see homes that are lasting on the market a little bit longer than what they were. Rates are higher. They are higher than where they've been, but that does not mean that you should not purchase right now. If you are prepared to purchase, you should always buy your home as soon as you are able to buy your home, because there are options. It gives you more freedom and more choice for when the market does shift. So right now, with rates being higher, you aren't paying $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 over list just to get into a home. So you might have a higher interest rate, but once you do get in there, you can refinance it after the rates do come down.
And speaking of refinancing, why don't we pass it over to Itzia? She can talk to you about how important it is to get in now and the cost of refinancing, how difficult is that, and what's the challenges with refinancing, Itzia?
Well, the challenge that's going to be is, like we just mentioned, the overlisted price. We see now that the market is shifting and some of the values are going down. So now what's going to happen that most people that would like to refinance in the next 5 years, they may not have enough equity there to do that, meaning that if they try to sell, they will have to come up with some money out of pocket to being able to transition to that new home or what they're trying to do. So I would say to be ready is now. Do not wait for the rate, because rate is it's not going to go down to the 2%, 3% that we saw in 2017, 2018. So that was because of COVID. Now these rates that we see now, these are the standard rates. They're not higher as what is supposed to be with the market that is shifting now. So long as you pay more than on rent right now, why not buy now? You're wasting your money. Wealth is in ownership, and you can pass it around to your family. So I would say if your payment is affordable, you're not marrying the rate, you're just dating the rate. You can always refinance and get a lower rate later.
All right.
I can chime in on that, talking about rent and what rent is today. We know it's mortgage plus premium equals rent. So kind of where I am, a lot of people who are renting don't believe that they can buy. And I just encourage people to reach out, find an agent, and find the right agent that's going to show you the process, because a lot of people that we're sitting down with didn't even know that they were ready. They think they're 2 to 3 to 4 years out from purchasing a home, and they're ready right now or within the next 30 to 60, 90 days. So some of you who are renting, we've had the privilege to actually close a few transactions where those renters bought the home that they were renting as their first home. And so there's things like that available. Always talk to an agent to see what your options are. I just believe when she was talking about rent, that those of you who don't believe that you're ready ready to buy, you never know until you schedule an appointment and sit down with someone and really break down your life.
The other thing is that there people are not more than, nobody is more than a year away. We can clean anybody up within a 12-month period of time. So if you think that your credit, you're worried about the scores or what have you, we can get those scores cleaned up in no time flat.
Mm-hmm.
But Stephanie, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I wanted to say, just to piggyback on everybody, keep up with your credit. Pay your bills. I'm a business owner. I went bankrupt 3 times, but I cleaned my credit up and bought a house. So you can do it too. There is hope after bankruptcy. I'm just saying.
Hey, yeah, that's a good thing. Sherry's coming from Florida, everyone. So I just want to introduce her. Her name is Sherry Rowe. And you guys might know that we just recently opened up Take a Look Real Estate Team in Florida. And that's powered by MVP. We want to give respect to the broadcast broker. But at the same time, Sherry and I are operating Take a Look. And she came here for Media Day, flew into Ohio. And you know that it's just 2 hours away. There's a big group of people who go from Ohio to Florida and really East Coast to Florida. So we're here to serve you in that Florida market. Sherry Rowe, take it away.
Yeah, so, what I get asked a lot is, I'm waiting for the market to crash. And I'm like, for real? I'm like, the market is not going to crash. The interest rates are the interest rates. But the thing is like in the 1980s, it was 18%. And I don't think that people really realize, 7 or whatever it is at, this date, it's still a lot less than it was in the 80s. And so what I always tell people, is, go find an agent that you trust, someone that, that's going to have your best interest. And like if you're renting right now, the rents in Florida right now are anywhere from $2,500 all the way up to $3,500. And that's a mortgage that they're paying right now. And so you might as well go ahead and buy right now because you're going to be building equity in your home. And it's like a savings account. You can always pull that money out later on and then refinance at a later date.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So I want to interview one of our younger people. Now, this happens to be my daughter. Her name is Olivia, and she's currently in Otterbein, and we want you to always have a backup plan. So if you're currently, thinking about a career in any other industry, nursing, whatever, you want to be a firefighter, you want to, be a teacher, whatever it is you choose to do, we want you to know that you can get into real estate. It doesn't take a lot to get the license, and you don't even have to do the work. We teach leverage with Take a Look, so you could refer people and create another whole income source. Right now, Olivia has taken her courses. She's taken them through the CE Shop, which is by far the most economical course, class, our suite of classes. Olivia does intend to, what are you doing, Olivia, with your classes and so forth?
I finished my classes, but I just need to study before I take the exam, hopefully by the end of the year. Right now, I'm just focusing on my schoolwork.
What's your intention with the real estate? What are you thinking?
I want to do it alongside my career in the future.
Okay, that's an awesome response. Now, Olivia is 19 years old. She is getting ready. Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna let you talk about that.
My goddaughter.
Go ahead, girl. Tell the story. I know that everybody.
I'm so proud of her. I'm Seville Bates, also known as Cadillac. I just want to share that for me, I enjoy being in real estate, have been in it for a while. I purchased my second home really as a repo, and I got it for $45,000, and now it's triple in the value. And that's been in a very short time. I know that there are people that are tentative and fearful, but everything that we ever wanted and desired, but we're too afraid to do, lies on the other side of fear. So I encourage everyone, if you are in that position to purchase, go ahead and purchase. However, I also realize that there are some people who need a break and they need to get out because maybe they did purchase at the height of the market where they overpaid for property. And we have to consider that those people have needs as well. So I'm seeking and working on my certification for short sale, foreclosure, and REO properties, which I hope to have by the end of the year, and to be able to offer these people a way to, kind of get some relief.
All right. Back here we have Miss Paris Miles. She's also my daughter. She's a businesswoman all on her own accord. Not only was she licensed originally at 18, 19 years old, she had a massive referral base at that point in time doing hair. So her clients became my clients, so I kind of got the benefit from it, but we did split the transactions, so she knows her mama did it right. Anyway, anyhow, she decided against real estate for a period of time. Today, this is 20 years later, she's now the mother of a 1-year-old, and she's operating a dance school along with still in the hair industry, and she just recently passed her real estate exam for the second time. So let's let Paris share what her position is and why, because mamas need it too. Go ahead, Paris. Be passionate, Mike.
So really, what brought me back to it was really just being a mother and starting a family, being engaged, just really making sure that I could set my family up and establish generational wealth. Also, just to touch on it, at 20, I bought my first property, and I remember at the time, a lot of my friends were like buying new cars, and my mom said, well, Paris, you don't want to get a new car because as soon as you drive it off the lot, it depreciates. So I said, okay, well, let me get something that can appreciate. Yep. So that's where the first purchase came from, and I really have to attribute that to my mother, because I would not have done that or made that decision or had that wisdom if I didn't have my mother, Teresa. So instead of rent, we had to pay 10% of every bill in the house if you were 18 still living at home. And then we got a statement under our door. And at the time, I thought it was cruel and unusual. And ultimately, when I left the house, I said, I knew I wanted to get out sooner because I felt like I was already paying rent. And I was paying rent, it was just a little bit. And so my mom was like, oh, you're not ready, 22. And since I had my license, I was like, no, I'm gonna, just because I'm gonna be ready before that. So she pulled up the MLS, and I was like, that's the one, I wanna see that. And so she took me to see it, and then did the numbers and all of that, and I was ready to buy it, and so I still have it. I thought about selling it plenty of times, but it just makes more sense now just to keep it, and just to let it continue to be an asset. So that's my story.
Well, listen, that's a great story, Paris. Tell them how much your mortgage payment is.
So I'm not going to tell you how much my mortgage payment is, but I will tell you that if y'all can do the math. So if you look at the average 1-bedroom in Franklin County, it's like a third of that.
Did you hear that? A third of the average 1-bedroom cost. So, and we try to tell people all the time that if you're paying rent, you are paying a mortgage. You're not paying your mortgage, you're paying your landlord's mortgage.
What is the average rent?
Right now, 1-bedrooms. Okay, 1-bedroom's just under $900, and 2-bedrooms are around $1,250. These aren't in.
It would be like an average of a 2-bedroom.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and then.
Luxury.
Okay. Right. I mean, 3-bedrooms are $15,000 to $2,000. And then if you want a big house in a suburb, you're gonna pay about $3,000 a month right now in Central Ohio. So we say say, we said this all for the last 3 years, Columbus is going to Springfield. Anyway, I want to introduce, yeah, the field, because it's reminiscent of what Columbus was like 6 years ago. So let me introduce FS by Joe. Fizz Joe. We have renamed him Fizz Joe. Y'all know that, wait a minute, y'all know Fizz Joe. FS by Joe. Okay, Fizz Joe. So here's the deal. Joe actually, let me back up. Joe and I met with Joe trying to sell me on some inspections and so forth, and we met at one of the restaurants, Chewy's or something. Is that where we were? Okay, and I told him I had been there once or twice before, and I said, it's really good Mexican. We're just going to enjoy this. And we went in there, and we sat. We were supposed to be there. He thought he was going to talk for like 35, 45 minutes. And no. We were in there for 2.5 hours, y'all. We had so many things in common. Now, Joe is 30 years younger than me, probably. And then, we had similar backgrounds, something like that, 25, 30 years, something like that. We had similar backgrounds, though. We had experiences and things that we can connect on. So sometimes things that you connect with people on they don't have to look like you, come from where you come from, or whatever. Sometimes you just connect. And what I saw in Joe was, I said, man, your energy, what you've been through, how you articulate. If you're selling home inspections, and he had been in sales for a long time, I said, if you was just selling houses, you would be the bomb. And that's how you will make your money. So I encouraged him to get his license, and I'll let Joe share the rest of it, and Mike bring in a couple of topics. Go ahead.
It was always kind of in the back of my mind to get my license, and my selling inspections, I met with all the top. My job was to build relationships with the top 20% of real estate agents in Columbus. So my perspective was unique. I said I went to RISA, and there was just something different there. I knew right away. It was a good conversation, I immediately was like, I want to know what you know. I could tell she had a lot of wisdom and experience, and just dealt with people differently. And then you asked us to sponsor the It's Time to Own It event, which is a first-time homebuyer event, and she's just like, there's usually at least 60 people, but between 100, 120 people. And, I've been to first-time homebuyer classes outside of Take a Look Real Estate, and they are not that. They're like,
not that at all.
You have eight maybe people if it's successful, and
2 of them are lenders.
Sometimes there's a financial planner, but it's usually not super planned. People usually are more scared than what they were. Bless you, sorry. People are usually more scared after, or it's just, I don't know, they don't set them up right. But there was 115 people there who had paid, which is something people don't do usually either. So, but they were engaged. It was a good time. It wasn't boring. It was very informative. It was encouraging. It felt like family. It felt like church sometimes. And it was just, it was because you painted everybody helped paint a very clear picture to how close you are to home ownership. And
Encouraging folks.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, so your career with real estate, let's just talk about, because there's a lot of agents out there. A lot of agents out there that are suffering. Seriously suffering. Like you said, the top 20% is who you talk to. Mm-hmm. So there's 80%, there's actually a 90% failure rate when it comes to the career of real estate. And, we have maybe 20 agents total across the state and in Florida. But when you look at those numbers, we're not the ones carrying that big bulk of agents. So the question remains, who's carrying the big box of agents? Where are the agents going? They are going to, the big brand names, the Keller Williams, the Caldwell Bankers, the what used to be HER, now Howard Hanna. What's the other one? Remax, and then one that just came up, that Emerge. Just a lot one. The lawsuit. Yes.
Corcoran.
Yeah, Corcoran, and a lot of the one that's giving the stock away, the one that's, network marketing-ish, like, yeah, they're going to the big box EXP of the world. And what we're seeing is even when there's a statement of training, even when they say, we'll train you, we have technology, we have, everything you need to be successful, even when all of that is present, there's a 90% failure rate.
Yeah.
Within a 2-year period, right now we have 1.1 million real estate agents, and next year, 900,000 of them will not be licensed. We see the biggest drops in January when the fees and dues are coming due, and they just don't renew, and then they don't do their continuing ed, and then they just roll out. So I want you to talk just very briefly as a new agent, because you started in May. What's the difference? What's making you successful? How are you becoming successful besides your own effort? What do you think is needed in this environment?
A team and a mentor. I knew going into it, because I've been in sales before and I was never at the bottom of the list. Everything, it's the same success stuff I said earlier in another video, where work, hard work, consistency, and mentorship. It's the same across the board in anything. And it's, 100% with my stuff I've had happen in my business is definitely, the mentorship was probably one of the biggest things that altered things for the better in my life. So.
Switch gears real quick, because we're coming up on Yaisa, since we're talking about mentorship.
Yeah.
The difference between Take a Look compared to the bigger box brokers.
Step forward, because you've had the experience.
I have, okay.
And Yaisa, by the way, was a client of mine. There's about 7 clients of mine in this room right now.
Yes. Yes, I would definitely started off. I've known Teresa for years, and when I decided to come into real estate, I did start with a bigger box brokerage. I don't know if we want to say the name or not, but it was different. Being with a big box brokerage did not give me the family, camaraderie, and mentorship that I needed. Coming out, there was a lot of things that I thought were going to happen in starting real estate that it didn't just come to me like that. We all think we're going to come out here and it's going to happen quickly, right? You see the time that I came in, the houses were going like crazy on the market. So you think it's going to be easy. But if you don't have the right mentorship, it's not easy. All those houses were still going by while I'm sitting here learning, trying to learn what I need to do. But I didn't have anybody to guide me properly. I asked Teresa, at the drop of the dime, she answers the phone, right? She's the broker. You don't expect that from the broker, but when I need something or I have a question, problem, other day, Teresa, I got a problem. She's available. And when I wanted to just shadow, that, just being able to do those types of things, it makes a difference. It definitely made a difference for me, and is why I switched. I needed that more close-knit family type of situation where I feel like I'm at home, right? I come in and I can be myself, and that's what you want. You want an agent who can be their self, be real with you, be honest with you, and working with you in their everyday life. So switching over to a smaller brokerage, which we ain't gonna stay there, but at least I'm here now at the ground, and I'm gonna grow with this brokerage, right? But yeah, it made a difference in my career. I doubled in my sales just in my first year with the brokerage. Right. And getting ready for this, I went last night and got me another one. Yeah.
Right.
So it's definitely changed. Like that changing double in the first year for me was a game changer, and it made me. I work a full time. I'm a 9 to 5 employee. I work full time 9 to 5, and I am still giving my all to my clients, and still trying to grow to, just like Paris said earlier, build generational wealth. Exactly.
Yes.
So.
Yes, y'all did. From inside to own it.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we did.
You brought another one through the fish hole. Yes, you did.
These are leaderboard people, right?
I am. I'm coming.
No friendly competition. All right.
So then you're gonna be you got 4. And
Wait a minute, Seville, she's number 3.
Well, she got
No, wait a minute.
I'm coming. Just give me a weekend.
Okay, so one more.
Oh, she's back to, okay.
So she's gonna have 4 for the month.
So,
Yes, 4 for the month.
And they corrected it. Raisa, Joe, and then
Also brand new. Also brand new is Myra. She's brand new, and it takes something to get started, y'all. That's all I can say. She's full time, working at a different job in a corporate setting. She has a child. She's, she jumped in on her own. She passed her test. We didn't do anything to help her do that, and she's just now plugging in. It's been a year since she's had her license, and right now I see her on the morning calls. So we know it's about to change. What you got to say, Myra? And then you're going to hand it to Abba, and then we'll finish up.
I just want to say, starting off real estate is not easy. It is a process. If it was easy, everybody would do it. You just have to be consistent, and you also have to remember your negotiables, what you want to do and what you don't want to do. So I'm coming to terms in regards to, changing a lot of things in regards to what's a priority and what's not. So I thank Teresa so much for hearing me out during my times, and hopefully 2024 will be great for me.
Now, Miss Abba, Abba and I, so Abba was originally Paris's friend. Paris and Abba had a relationship, and then I was introduced to Abba, right? Abba is, she graduated from Otterbein, so after some synchronicity, Abba is like my daughter that I didn't have. She's a daughter from a different mother. And as a matter of fact, her mom says, that's your Abba. Your Abba. She's my Abba. She has gone from, I knew her before she had children. She and I partied together in Cancun, honey. Great time. Partying like a rock star. Yes, Coco Bongo. Yeah. So we had a really good time, but all right, Sherry was there too, but not at the same time. But yeah, so anyway, at this point, she decided she was going to, she got married, and she decided it was time to, do her family and so forth. But she was working a full-time job. Her then fiance they were renting 2 separate spaces probably, and they were thinking about renting another space. And I was like, no, absolutely not. I will not allow it. So ultimately, she bought her first property, and go ahead, let's take it from there.
Okay, yeah, so Teresa's the one that got me into real estate. I ended up buying my first property, my husband and I, in 2016. We bought that 2017, because we got that right after we got engaged. Going from that property, we went from 1 to 3 in 3 years, because I believe that you don't have to marry the house, you can date the house. So the average person actually stays in a house for about 7 years. So you can buy something. For us, it was just a starter home. The apartments right down the street were renting for like $800 and for a 3-bedroom, and then we got a 3-bedroom house for $1,000 a month. And I think right now it's like $1,100 a month, and that's guaranteed that is cheaper than the rent for the apartment we almost moved into. So I always tell people that the first house you get into doesn't have to be your forever home. That's a starter home, and that house has actually allowed us to leverage and actually buy 2 more properties. And I am actually an Airbnb hostess and a super host right now still. And so I've actually we have a 4-unit apartment building that we've converted 3 of the 4 units into Airbnbs, and right now they all host travel nurses. So that's really been very impactful in our life right now, and my goal in getting in real estate was to basically have a work-life balance. So I'm able to spend time with my kids. I don't have to call off. I don't have to ask for PTO. My kids have they've been on planes since like before they turned 1. So that's the type of lifestyle that I want to continue to have and continue to build. And just want to let everyone know that it's possible. You don't have to have 20% down, 3% down. Sometimes you'll even get money back if you work with the right lenders. You just have to talk to the right people, and we're always here to share the knowledge because we all know a lot about different things, and we're just wanting to get you into that door so that you can continue and build wealth, build leverage for you and your family.
This is Real Estate Columbus, y'all. You know we're going to get a show. We're going to get a show. And Real Estate Florida, Real Estate Springfield. It's the Take a Look team, y'all.